welcome to Algebra 1/2, Lesson 43. We're going to go ahead and get started. This is talking about, first we have signs of multiplication as well as division in your order of operations problems, and then we're going to talk a teeny tiny bit about when you need to convert square units of area. Okay, but it's really, really simple. So moving on to our first part of our lesson with the multiplication, symbols of multiplication. A lot of times, especially when you were in elementary school, you used this X to indicate multiplication. Then we also started using the raised dot. But we can also show multiplication with parentheses. So if I have the parentheses around one number or around both numbers, or back to around the second number, so one number, that also indicates multiplication. So multiplication can be shown by an X, by a raised dot, or by parentheses. When you have a number next to parentheses, a number next to another number in parentheses, that is showing multiplication. All right, we don't really use the X very much in algebra because we use X as a variable a lot. So we don't want it to be confusing that, what is this? This is a variable or this means multiplication. So we're going to kind of not use that one anymore and mostly just use the dot or parentheses. So remember, in order of operations, it would look something like this. I have 4 plus 3 times 5, and then I have parentheses right next to a 2. So that means my answer here first times 2, plus 2 times 15 minus 3. In our order of operations, remember that we first solve inside parentheses. That's what parentheses mean. Do me first. Then I can multiply from left to right. Then I add or subtract from left to right. So if I start with parentheses, I get 4 plus 3 times 5 is 15 times 2 plus 2 times 15 minus 3 is 12. 2 times 12. Now I go through and do my multiplication first. So I have 4 plus 15 times 2 is 30 plus 2 times 12 is 24. Now I add from left to right. 4 plus 30 is 34. 34 plus 28, 24 is 58. My mind was getting ahead of itself. All right? Just like that. Okay, let's do another one. 8 times, that parentheses means times, 20 minus 3, minus 17 minus 11. Sorry, I'm like getting out of the screen. 17 minus 11 plus 3 times 2 plus 5. All right. So start with parentheses because they mean do me first. So this would be 8 times 20 minus 3 is 17. Minus, so now I have 17 minus 11, that's 6. Plus 3, 6 plus 3 is 9. So it's minus 9 times 2. Plus 5. Okay, now I do my multiplication from left to right. So I have 8 times 17. That gives me, let's see, 7 times 8 is 56. Carry my 5, 136. Minus 9 times 2 is 18. Plus 5. Okay, so now I add and subtract. Starting on the left, going to the right. 136 minus 18 is 118. 118 plus 5 is 123. And that's my answer. All right, what if I throw division into the mix? Because I've just talked about parentheses, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. Remember, we have the saying PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. We're not really talking about exponents right now, so we can forget them. We just have PEMDAS. But that means that we do our parentheses, and then instead of just multiplication from left to right, we do multiplication and division at the same time from left to right, just like we do with addition and subtraction. We do it at the same time from left to right as the last step. So let's just take a look at what one problem would look like. 5 plus 12 divided by 2 plus 3 times 4 minus 2 times 5 minus 2. We always start with what's in parentheses. This time I'm not going to go through the whole problem and just to write what this parentheses would be. I'm just going to write this over top of it. 5 minus 2 is 3. Now I'm going to do my multiplication and division from left to right. 5 plus, what's 12 divided by 2? 6. Plus, 3 times 4 is 12. Minus, 2 times 3 is 6. Wow, shrunk a lot, right? Now we add and subtract from left to right. 5 plus 6 is 11. Plus 12 is 23. Minus 6, 17 as our final answer. Okay, does that make sense? Let me know if you have any problems with this concept, if you need any more practice before you get to your practice, okay? All right, let's go now to the second part of our lesson, which would be conversion of units of area. So when you're converting units of area, your units are squared. So that means that you need to convert using 2 unit multipliers. Let me show you what I mean. All right, so I'm going to just erase this bottom one. Well, just erase all of it. Here it goes. Okay. So if my problem is to use 2 unit multipliers to convert 4 square feet to square inches. Remember that when you have something that's square, that means you have 2 of them. That means I have feet times feet. So I need to get rid of both of my units of feet. That's why I need 2 unit multipliers. So to set up my problem, I set it up as 4 feet. I know I'm going 2 inches from feet. Excuse me, that's 4 feet squared. Big difference. All right, so this will get rid of 1 of my 2 feet. But I need to get rid of 2 of them, so I have to do another 1. Okay, so if I were to write this instead of as feet squared, if I were to write it as feet times, feet times feet, with the first one, it cancels out the first feet. With the second unit multiplier, it cancels out the second one, and I'll be left with just inches squared. So to put in the numbers, I know I have 12 inches in 1 foot. So that means I have 4 times 12 times 12. Oops, let's put feet again. Inches squared. Remember, you need to put your unit. You can't just put 4 times 12 times 12. Your unit is very, very important. If you're given a unit in your math problem, that means your answer has to have a unit. Okay? If the unit is in your math problem, you have to have your answer with a unit. Okay? I'll let you know if there are ever any exceptions, but unless I say there's an exception, your answer has to have a unit, to be clear. Okay, let's try one more example problem. Or I think I have 2 more. Okay. Use 2 unit multipliers to convert 4 square meters to square centimeters. All right, so we have 4 square meters, and we want to go to square centimeters. Can I go straight from square meters to square centimeters? Yes, I can. I do have a unit multiplier for that. So I'm going 2 centimeters from meters. Since it's a squared unit, I have to have 2 unit multipliers. I know that I have 100 centimeters in a meter. So that means that cancels out my meters. I have 4 times 100 times 100 centimeters squared. Or you could write this as 4 times 100 squared centimeters squared. Or you can do the multiplication and write it all out. Okay? But if you want to leave it just like this, that's fine. With metric units, sometimes it's easier to go ahead and do the multiplication. It's actually less to write. But it is acceptable if you choose to leave it like this, because I can make sure that you have done it correctly. Okay, one more quick problem. All right, we want to convert 400 square inches to square feet. So 400 inches squared, we're going 2 feet from inches. All right, I know that I have 12 inches in a foot, so that means I have 400 over, I'm going to do just 12 squared. My inches canceled out, so I have 400 over 12 squared feet squared. All right, let's do your practice really quickly. Pause now. Okay, letter A, you should have gotten 3. Letter B, you should have 51. Letter C, 500 over 12 squared feet squared. And D, 2,000 over 100 squared meters squared. Let me know if you have any questions at all. I'm here for you, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Bye.